Over a year ago, a friend and I launched a YouTube channel dedicated to urban exploration, urbex for short. At first, it was just something fun to do. The idea of being the first people in decades to step inside forgotten, hidden places thrilled us. What started as a casual hobby turned into something far more intense and dangerous. Andy and I researched equipment, safety tips, and local sites. With the best gear we could afford, we hit the road and began filming. We explored all kinds of locations: a closed-off parking garage, an overgrown abandoned house, and a crumbling apartment complex. But it was that apartment complex that shifted our mindset. The building, 3 stories tall and in terrible condition, felt like a horror movie set. It was exactly the change of pace we craved. But we overlooked one crucial detail: newly installed security cameras near the entrance. About 20 minutes in, the police showed up and kicked us out. They took our IDs, addressed us by our legal names, Andres and Pedro, which Andy hated. We explained we were photographers, and they were surprisingly understanding. They warned us the place was falling apart, slated for demolition, and told us to leave for our own safety. Ironically, that short video, our shortest upload yet, got us real views and subscribers. Encouraged, we brought in our friend Dario to handle a second camera. That's when we raised the stakes. Ordinary abandoned buildings weren't enough. We started chasing forbidden, dangerous places that could get us fined, or worse. Next was an old church rumored to be haunted. Skaters nearby claimed they'd seen a ghostly figure inside. Whether or not they were telling the truth, it gave us a great hook. We captured their accounts on camera and went in. The ghost turned out to be a homeless man in an oversized sweatshirt. Still, the footage was terrifying. He chased us, fell through rotted floorboards, and dropped a full story into the basement. We thought he was seriously hurt, but then, dazed and drunk, he stood up, cursed at us, and flipped us off with both hands. We left him a flashlight and some cash, and ran. That video blew up. It fed the YouTube algorithm and racked up views for weeks. One top comment pointed out that the guy landed like he was being crucified, arms outstretched, legs together, fitting for a church. It made us laugh despite how intense the experience had been. Accusations of staging poured in. It annoyed us, but we leaned into it. People kept watching. Our next adventure? An abandoned junkyard in the middle of nowhere. Surrounded by woods, an hour from home, it felt like the perfect spot. We climbed through a collapsed gate and started filming rusty cars swallowed by nature. Suddenly, a truck pulled up blaring country music. A heavyset man got out, followed by his barking bully breed dog. He grabbed a rifle from his truck. "What is it, boy?" he asked the dog. He started walking the fence, jingling keys. We quietly tried to slip away, but when the gate screeched open, we bolted. "Hey!" he yelled, and the dog tore after us. We scattered. Dario jumped off a truck roof, sprained his ankle. I climbed so fast over the fence that a nail sliced my palm. Andy's jeans got caught. The dog ripped a whole pant leg off, leaving him in boxers. Andy scrambled over a fallen fence section, gasping out that we were just photographers. "I don't care who you are," the man laughed. "I just bought this place. Stay out." He called his dog off and threatened to call the cops. We got Dario to the car, patched my hand, and gave up on our post-junkyard hike. At the hospital, while Dario and I were treated, Andy overheard locals discussing a series of old, unsolved disappearances. The town had once been notorious for people vanishing, cars and all, until GPS made getting lost harder. A serial killer had been suspected but never proven. Andy had his next idea. We'd come back and investigate. But our day wasn't over. Driving through a maze of suburban streets, we got pulled over. A homeowner had reported us for looking suspicious. The ranger chatted with us, but spotted my bandaged hand. I lied, said I heard it hiking, but he saw through it. Before I knew it, I was cuffed and in his cruiser. At the ranger station, I lawyered up. Frank, my lawyer, explained the situation. A house had been burglarized 2 nights before. The thief left a blood trail. They thought it might be me. I explained my injury was new from that morning. Frank asked if we had any proof of where we'd been. That's when I confessed. We were urbex explorers. We had footage. He reviewed it, and the ridiculousness of our junkyard escape made him And the cops laugh. My charges were dropped. We were cleared, except for possible trespassing if the junkyard owner pressed charges. We couldn't upload the footage yet, but the officers clearly enjoyed it. Later that night, as we tried to leave town, police blocked the road. The search party had found something. An officer gave us a paper map and a shortcut, an old logging road. It'd save us time, he said. Against our better judgment, we took it. Fog thickened. Visibility dropped. Suddenly, a huge elk crossed in front of us. Andy braked hard, honked. We snapped some photos, but with the fog and my injured hand, they weren't great. The elk finally moved on. We drove deeper into the dark, narrow road, tension rising with every mile. We were lost, with no cell signal, creeping forward into the unknown. And that's where this part of the story ends. My anxiety only grew as I unfolded the paper map and turned on the dome light, studying it like an ancient manuscript. The directions seemed simple. Pass 2 points where the dirt road splits into hiking trails, then look for a tight right-hand turn. Our exit. There's the first split, Andy said as we passed it on the right. Halfway there, I replied, catching a glimpse of the narrow trail through the fog. The road was in better shape now, and we were making decent progress. I glanced at Dario in the back seat and noticed his confused expression. What's up? I asked. The pictures I took of the elk are gone, he said, puzzled. What? I grabbed my camera, and my shots were missing too. No way! The pictures I took are gone too. This is freaking me out, Dario said, rubbing his forehead. Are you sure you didn't delete them by accident? Andy asked. No way! Both of us at the same time? Impossible, I said. We checked storage, folders, SD cards. Everything seemed fine. No reason for the images to vanish. We reset the cameras, but nothing brought them back. The last saved shots were from the neighborhood earlier, before my arrest. We figured we'd try photo recovery software when we got home. What a day, Dario muttered, defeated. Soon we passed the second hiking trail, this time on our left. Nearly done, we thought. The trees blend into the sky, Andy said. It's so dark, I can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Not a road I'd take alone, I added. Same, Andy said. Even with the 3 of us, I've got a bad feeling. Dario and I agreed. At least we've got bear spray, I joked. Next time I'm bringing my dad's pistol, Andy said, dead serious. The oppressive darkness felt endless. But finally we reached the end. And instead of a tight right turn, we faced a fork. One branch curved sharply right, another was a wider right turn. The main path ended at a closure. This doesn't match the map, I said. Still no service, Dario added. We debated. The tightest turn seemed right, so we took it. The dirt crunched beneath us. The car rattled. Soon the road declined sharply. Andy had to brake to keep control. The map said this road should curve left and merge with the main road. Instead, it kept going straight and downhill. But then, relief. Pavement, Andy shouted as the car smoothed out. I don't think this is right, I said, eyeing the yellow and white stripes as we kept descending. Maybe it's just another way out, Andy said, optimistic. But soon the road widened. The lines vanished. We rolled onto an enormous paved area, the fog masking its size. Faded parking stripes appeared beneath us. This place is creepier than the road, Dario said. We took the wrong turn, I whispered. Abandoned cars emerged from the mist, rusted, decaying, scattered at random. A green car stood out in the fog, its paint peeling. This isn't a rest stop, Dario said, snapping a photo, or trying to. As we explored, more cars appeared. Some were intact, just filthy. Strange light poles flickered above. What is this place? Andy asked. Who keeps the lights on for no one? We weaved through the forgotten vehicles. One car's emblem didn't match any brand we recognized. These aren't wrecks or stripped down, just abandoned, I said. Dario's camera glitched again. None of my pics saved. I handed him mine, same result. Andy suggested our phones. No luck. Photos vanished from our galleries as soon as we took them. It's not just our cameras. Something here is screwing with all our electronics, Andy said. Signal jammers, Dario guessed. Maybe, but jammers shouldn't mess with SD cards, I said. We need to get out of here, Andy said. We retraced our path, using the green car as a landmark. It took longer going uphill, but we finally reached the split again. This time, we took the other right. Minutes later, it merged with a paved road we recognized. The forest opened up, fog thinning. Our phones buzzed, service restored. We stopped at the first gas station to refuel and eat. While waiting for Dario, I checked satellite view. The wrong road wasn't there. It didn't exist on the map. Look, I showed Andy. Then what the hell did we find? He said, retrieving his camera. His images from the junkyard that morning were intact. Our cameras and phones worked again. Whatever had glitched us out was tied to that place. Driving home, questions haunted us. Why wasn't that lot on any map? Why did our gear fail? Who left those cars? Back home, I tried to sleep, but pain woke me early. I browsed for info on the missing teens, the ones the search party had been looking for. Their vehicle was a red Chevy truck. Common enough, I reasoned. But didn't we see one like that? Google Earth revealed no trace of the road we took. Maybe it was new construction, but that wouldn't explain the cars or the tech failures. At noon, Frank's secretary called. The real break-in suspect had been found. Later, Frank told me the body was mauled by animals, identified by the gash in his arm. Stolen goods were still with him. We were cleared. The junkyard owner never pressed charges. A week later, we got permission to upload our video. It did well. Fans wanted to know where the junkyard was. Some even wanted to go after the owner on our behalf, but we talked them down. But none of us could stop thinking about that lot. No software recovered the lost images. The missing teens case went cold until a new photo surfaced. It showed the boy who'd been driving, leaning against a red Chevy truck with gold rims. Dario swore we'd seen that truck in the lot. Now we're planning to go back. Authorities don't seem to know about that place, or they're hiding it. It's a 3-hour trip, so we'll prepare. Polaroid cameras, offline maps, daytime visit. We want answers, and we'll bring our viewers along.